Hi, my name is Elvin. This is my Lesson 1 Just Java from Udacity video. So, I'm just going to be going through my code and the different applications I used throughout this process to kind of showcase how I went through the first lesson. So, I'm going to go through my coding first. So this is my activity main. So I have all my different text views and buttons. As you can see over here in my emulator, I have 3 different buttons and 4 different types of text views. Or just 4 different text views. So my first text view right here is my quantity text view. I changed the color to a dark gray for both my price and my quantity texts. I gave them padding so that they wouldn't be right on the edge, and I gave them just capitalized letters and changed the text size so it was the right size for mine. The next thing I have is my increment and my decrement buttons, which are these plus and minus buttons, which essentially add numbers to my quantity text view, which, as you can see, also has padding, and this one is black so it stands out more. Same with my actual price. That one is too. Over here, I just have a 2 for my text so that when it originally pops up and when it loads, it'll go straight to the number 2. That way I can go from there. Next text view is my 2 price text views. This one is just the words price. This is the actual price that will be accumulating over the amount of how many cups I add. And then my final button is my order button, which just figures out how many I have here and multiplies to get the price. So say I ordered, 2 cups of coffee and I click the order button. It accumulates that if each cup is $5 and I have 2 cups, then the price will be $10. So to get all of these to work, I had to do some stuff in the main activity Java. So my first thing is I created a kind of like world, because you have your public voids, but this one is a world kind of. So in all of these different public voids and situations down here, the initial quantity is always going to be 2. So it's just kind of like something that will never change. So when I originally wrote my increment and decrement, so these 2 are my 2 codes that basically make the plus and minus buttons work. So when I click the plus button, it goes to 3 and 4 and 5. Every time I click it over here, it's adding the previous quantity. So the new quantity equals the previous quantity plus 1, and then it displays that. Same with the decrement. If I click the minus button, it goes minus, and it even actually goes to negative. And if you order a negative, it'll give you negative money. So basically, I originally had this initial quantity 2 in the beginning of my increment, my decrement, and my submit order. I had it all there, but I put it at the top here instead of inside all of these specific ones, so that they would always use this quantity instead of using separate quantities that would have nothing to do with each other. Then here's my submit order one, so it displays the quantity, and the quantity that's going to be displayed is whatever the quantity is from here that gets added or subtracted here, that is what comes here, and then it multiplies it by 5. And then that's basically all I did for my code. I used Gitkraken to make commits and basically save all of my information so that I could put it onto the internet and access it from other places using GitHub. So with Gitkraken, I could make commits like when I modified my increment and decrement over here. If I click this for my main Java, you can see how I added the quantity equals quantity plus 1, and I changed some of the numbers around, and then when I added different variables, like the number of coffee variable, which I actually changed to instead of number of coffee because we were trying to simplify it, I changed it to quantity, which is easier for me to remember when I'm typing, because with if you look at the number of coffee, you have to have specific letters be camel case, so capitalized, and you have to remember the specific word, and so to type that over and over again would just be too much. So I was able to simplify it just to writing quantity, which made it a lot easier. But like I was saying, whenever you make a commit, you click there'll be a whip above here, which means work in progress. You click on the whip over here, it'll say stage all files, then you can name it down here, and then when you're finished with everything, you click the push button. The push takes whatever you have and sends it to your GitHub, and your GitHub essentially stores all of your information. So if I wanted to find, say if I wanted to find like my different codes, I would be able to go through here actually. And this right here, my activity main, is all of my coding that I have. And I can go through and I can actually click the edit button, which I'm not going to do because I don't want to mess something up, but I can edit it and I can make commits offline somewhere else. So say I was doing this project at my school and I had a trip that I needed to go on to, say, like California. Well, I can't take my stationary computer from school and bring it to Florida. I would have to, or California, or wherever you're going, you actually have to be able to pull it from the internet, which is what this is. So even if I wasn't able to download Android Studio and Gitkraken to whatever computer I was using in wherever I was that wasn't my stationary, I would still be able to edit and commit and everything from here. I would just need to, when I get back from my trip, come to here and click the pull button. And that pulls all of your other commits from your GitHub that you don't already have on your Gitkraken. So I use GitHub and Gitkraken for pretty much all of my projects. So like if I go through, I have a bunch of different projects and stuff on my different things, which I just recently switched over my projects to my other account because at my school we basically have our accounts and they will eventually get deleted because we don't own the accounts the school does. So I switched them all over to my personal account. That way, in the future, when I'm not in high school anymore, I can still go in and get all of my previous projects and basically create a portfolio of them, which is what I've essentially done. Is I have a Wix website that I have, and it's just like all of my different things. So I have my cybersecurity classes, I have my advanced computer science class, which is what this is for. I have all of my videos, all of my things, everything is hyperlinked. I have photos of all my different projects. I have some information about me. I have a resume. I have all these different things on here. And so, essentially, the more I keep on my GitKraken or my GitHub or anything like that, the more I have in the future when I'm trying to like show my skills for like a job application or for school or really anything, I will have more information. So being able to commit things, and especially if your computer gets stolen or gets broken or you go on a trip or you just can't be at whatever computer you were at, you wouldn't, or like say your computer completely dies and something in the hardware gets malfunctioned and they have to completely wipe your computer, which happened to me during school. I had all of my information for one of my previous projects backed up into my GitHub. So I had to spend a day at a different computer and come back to a completely wiped computer. And instead of just being like, oh, well, I'm going to have to restart this entire project, all I did was go to my GitKraken, create a new repository, or I actually cloned a repository from my GitHub. You click on File, and all I had to do was clone a repository from my GitHub, pull it from the internet, and I had it right with me. And so, just like for security sakes, it's so good to have backups of everything that you have too. So being able to use GitHub and GitKraken and everything really helps. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see you guys later. Thank you for watching my video, by the way.